month I am doing Hailie Barber Made Me Read It. Hailie Barber is such a fun YouTuber. She reads a lot of thriller books. She reads a lot of contemporary fiction books, I would say. She's really fun to watch. She does a lot of fashion on her channel as well. And her Instagram's super cute too. So if you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check it out. I am also subscribed to her Patreon, and she has a Patreon. She has a Discord server that she is very active in. She talks to all of us. There's not like, it's really nice because it feels very cozy. It feels like everybody knows everybody. I don't know how to explain that, but it just feels like everybody has known each other this whole time. So it's really fun. We go in, we have a book of the month that we read together, and it's just really fun. So I really like it. And sorry, my Kindle is downloading a bunch of stuff right now. And so, speaking of my Kindle, I asked Hailie what her top like 5-star reads were, and she listed a bunch out, and I happened to own 3 of the books that I haven't read yet. So that was great. And so I have them right here. So the books that she chose were Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors. And I'm excited to read this one. I think I'm gonna read this one first. But this was one of her top 5 picks, or top 5-star picks, her favorite 5, whatever. It's just one of her picks. And then she just read this. She's been raving about it over and over again. You Again. And this was a book of the month pick as well. And so she was like, oh, you should absolutely read this. And then Adelaide. And so I don't know what any of these books are about. I'm gonna read them. Since I am on my way to go see this Taylor Swift movie, which I need to leave. I don't have a watch, me checking time. What does my Kindle say? It's 3:30 right now. I need to leave in like 30 minutes to go and get there on time. This book is on Kindle Unlimited. So I went ahead and downloaded it onto my Kindle, and I'm just gonna take this with me, and I'm gonna go and read for a little bit and then watch the Taylor Swift movie and then go home and probably read the physical copy. That's the intro. That's it. I'm gonna read these 3 books. Good morning. I just woke up and rolled out of bed. Well, I'm still in bed actually, but I just woke up. But I just want to say I finished this last night on my Kindle. I finished it last night and I was like, what? Like the twist? I did not see that. I was so confused. I thought I understood what was happening, and then I did not understand what was happening. And then the very, very end, I was like, what? Let's backtrack. This book is about this couple, and they're married, and they're having like a lot of marriage problems, and what are they called? Therapist? The marriage counselor, the marriage therapist, whatever. She suggests that they go on a trip together. So they go on this trip together. The wife won this weekend getaway in Scotland, and her and her husband go to try and save the marriage. But like it's like super ominous, because the wife is like, what my husband doesn't know is if we don't resolve this, only one of us is coming home. So I'm like, oh, okay, like she plans on killing her husband. And then the husband is like, but my wife doesn't know that I have something planned or something like that. I can't remember. But then I'm like, okay, maybe he's also trying to kill her. Like maybe they're both trying to kill each other. And this is like do you remember Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that movie with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt? I was like, maybe this is like one of those like type of books, and I was super excited for that. It gets better. A lot of like weird spooky things are happening in the house, and some of it is the husband's fault, which he like, you read that in his point of view, which is why I still really was like, okay, this is a Mr. and Mrs. Smith type of thing. And I don't know, it just like, things are happening so fast. And then you also get this other lady's point of view who is like staying down the road, and she does not like the married couple at all, but you don't like, you're like reading her point of view and you're like, okay, she just doesn't want them staying there. And you're kind of confused because you're like, I mean, why? This was really, really good. Oh my gosh, am I losing my voice? Please come back. Please come back. I really, really enjoyed this and highly recommend it. Like, oh, this was so good. I gave this 4 stars. It was so good. I really, really liked it. The only reason why I didn't give it 5 stars is because I don't give any book a 5-star at first. If I think about this book continuously for a week, I will probably change it to 5-star. But at the moment, I give all of the books that I really, really, really enjoy, I give them 4 stars. If I get like a visceral reaction, I'll give it 4 stars. And then if I'm still trying to work things out with the book, like a week or 2 later, I will go back and change it to 5 stars. So that's my rating. And this was very, very good. Very good. Last night, I also started this book. I started Adelaide, and I still don't really know what this book is about. I think it's about a girl and this guy. I think it's about a girl and a guy. I think it's like a contemporary romance type of thing, but I can't be positive because I'm only on chapter 4. What has happened in this book is this girl went to the hospital because she had self-harmed herself and no longer wanted to be alive. And then the lady doing the check-in was like, what happened to cause these? And she's like, it's kind of a long story. And then the lady's like, would it help to talk about it? So I think she's like telling the story to the lady, I think. I don't know. And if she is, like, wow, that's a lot of information. I am gonna try and finish this today. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I can. Maybe I'll shower. Let's do that. Okay, bye. I finished. This was a lot. Like, dang. This was so good. This was so good. I loved this. And to be honest, I have seen this like so many times and it just looks it's so beautiful. Like, this cover looks just so beautiful. And honestly, I'm so glad that I read this because I don't think this would be a book that I normally grab. Like, yeah, it aesthetically is so pleasing. And I don't know why. I love contemporary fiction, contemporary romances, contemporary fiction. I love those books. Every time, I always have a good time reading them. And yet still they're not the ones that I like reach for. And I don't know why that is. It was very heavy and very like, it was a lot. I started this book out and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good time. Like, it's very cute, but I can tell like it's gonna get serious. So I'm interested to see that ride. I was enjoying the ride for a while. I underlined a lot in this. There's like one line, this line here. I read this and I was like, oh, okay. I know exactly what this book is going to do. It's going to destroy me. Got it. Okay. And it says, Adelaide had not fallen in love slowly or carefully or with intention. She had fallen in love the same way one slips at the grocery store, despite the caution wet signs lining any given aisle. Quickly, accidentally, and fully aware of the mess into which she was getting herself. But it didn't matter. She'd love Rory Hughes instantly, and with fervor that was all-encompassing, reality-altering, seemingly nonsensical. I don't want to like spoil anything with this, but this book is about her and Rory's relationship, but it's even deeper than that. It's a lot of self-healing for Rory and a lot of self-healing for Adelaide. Goodness gracious, so good. This was so good. And so that just leaves one book left. We just got this book left. We have You Again. This is kind of like a chunky book too. She's a little chunky. Oh wait, no, she's not. Yeah, she is. She's 410 pages. She's a bit chunky, but I did save this one for last because I know that this is a rom-com and it's fun and very like lighthearted. So I saved this one for last. I thought that this one was gonna be like the most heavy book because it's a thriller book. So I read this one first thinking like, okay, I'll read this one that's super heavy. I'll read that first and then like make my way to this. I'm kind of glad I'm reading this in the order that I am reading it though. So this is my next book that I'm reading. And what time is it? It's 11:01 right now. And so I am just going to go to sleep because I do need to wake up at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna go to sleep. I will start this tomorrow. Okay, I got a little microphone. I don't know if it's gonna work though. So we're gonna see. Look, I got a microphone. I'm so professional. Hopefully it's like not weird. You know, I should probably test out the, okay, hold on, let's test it. I don't think it's picking anything up, but that's okay. I will have to figure out how to use the microphone thingy. I will do more research on it. It's fine.
Hi. So I just learned how to use the microphone and I feel so dumb. I have a Sony ZV vlogging camera and I was plugging it into the wrong part. They have a microphone port and I was not plugging it into that, so I fixed it. Audio should be perfect now. So, okay.
I read the book. I read this book and I finished this book. I have thoughts on the book. I will say that when I first started reading this, I think it kind of started out slow for me. I don't really have a lot in common with these characters at all. However, as the story progressed, it did get more and more cute. So I did like it at the end, but I will say like at the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I like this. But I really liked it at the end. I thought it was very cute. And I really also liked the time jumps. So this book is about Ari, and she is a roommate of this woman named Natalie, who she is also kind of having an affair with. And then there is this guy, Josh, who wants Natalie to be his girlfriend. So they are going on dates. I think they've been on like 6 dates. And he comes to her apartment to cook for her and he sees Ari. And Ari's kind of like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Nat's boyfriend. And she's like, are you? Because I have been sleeping with her. So they don't really like each other. They don't get along the first time they meet, and they don't get along the second time they meet, and they don't get along the third time they meet. And so they just randomly through the years run into each other in New York City. They're both stationed in New York City. Not stationed, they're not in the military, but they like live in New York City. And he is a chef and she is a comedian. She's a stand-up comedian. He believes in marriage, he believes in love. She does not. She believes in one-night stands and she believes in not spending the night. It's fun watching them become friends and kind of learn and lean on each other and grow and all this stuff. And I think they're really good together because Josh wants someone to take care of so badly. And Ari needs someone to take care of her so badly. And so they're a funny pairing. They're just funny together. I wouldn't say that this is Grumpy versus Sunshine. I don't think it's Grumpy versus Sunshine. It's more like pessimistic versus pessimistic. Like, Ari is not very much a Sunshine character. Is she funny because she's a comedian? Yes. But does that mean she's Sunshine? No. She's very self-deprecating and she's very sour a lot of the time. There is this one scene, I don't know if I can find it. She's writing a toast, father of the bride style. She's writing a toast for this guy who hired her, and she's trying to figure out what to say in the toast. And she's like, the thing is, like, you know, you shouldn't even get married and da-da-da. Like, she's all upset about it. And he's like, well, why don't you, like, have him warn them to not get married? And this, I think, was such an important line. And it's kind of like a toss away in the story, but I thought this was so important for their characters. So she says, Rachel, Ari says in an imitation of an older man's voice, if you'll indulge this 55-year-old, twice divorced man for just a few minutes, I want to offer some advice. When you fall in love with someone, you're all optimism. You have no sense of hardship you'll face in a few years. You're thinking, this is it, because Caleb makes you happy, but I need you to tell you the truth. Happiness is BS, Josh offers, deepening his voice to match her impression. No one should marry the person who makes them happy, Josh continues. Marry the person you want by your side at your absolute lowest point. Seriously, Rachel, Ari interjects in a gruff old man voice. Imagine Caleb eating Cheez-Its for dinner, watching Grown Ups 2, while writing wedding toasts for total strangers during the off hours when he's not a cater waiter. Now do you want to marry him? She laughs at herself and then grows quiet. Kind of a self-own, I guess. Josh clears his throat, feeling the urge to spin the sentiment into something optimistic. If you genuinely want to spend your years watching Caleb mess up while he grows into the person you know he can be, that's when you get married. And I think it was so important for their characters. It's just so important for their character growth. And I really liked just that moment that they got to share together. I thought it was just so good, and I really liked it. And it really shows their characters. It really shows how he can see so much potential in her and really understands where she is in her life and how she just needs a person to care. And you can see her spot in the situation, what she provides to the relationship, and that is kind of a realistic approach of this is where we are in both of our lives. You know, Josh is also miserable, she's miserable. She gives this analogy where she's like, it's kind of like, you know, you're on the Titanic and then you get thrown overboard, and her friend is like, so he's saving you? And she goes, no, we're both in the water. We're both drowning. And it's nice. I think that throughout this book, it was just nice to watch them grow as characters, because they both have character arcs, right? Like, they both have these character arcs, and it's really fun to watch. So I did enjoy the end of this book, is what I'm trying to say. Did I like the beginning? But I did like the end. I really got into it towards the end. I think I kind of like started to really enjoy it by, I would say, like, by the time I read the first 100 pages, then I was like, okay, I'm starting to really get into this. I really do like this. And then towards the end, I was like eating it up. I was like, oh, I really like this book. So this was a fun read. I really do like it. I think that it was great. I will recommend this book. I will give it 4 stars because I'm probably going to think about this later, but I still don't feel like it was 5-star vibes. But I would give this 4 stars. I will give this 4 stars. Also, I'm very picky with my 5 stars, and I don't give books immediately 5 stars. I have to wait like a week to see if I would give them 4 stars. I will say that since I have finished reading this, I have literally told all of my friends to read it. I have made 2 of them show me screenshots that they got the ebook, and I have made one of them pinky promise that they would pick this up. So I am telling everyone to read this one. I think that it's probably safe to say that this is gonna be a 5-star because I'm literally telling everyone to read this book. And then I think this one was just so incredible. The plot twist was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, like I can't believe anything that happened in here was mind-blowing. I was so like, wow, what is going on here? This was so good. So So those are the books that I read. And thank you so much, Hailie, for giving me those suggestions. These were such good books. And I'm gonna be honest, these are books I would not reach for. They're books that I own and I would not have reached for them immediately. These are the books. Thank you for recommending them. This was so fun. And yeah, if you guys have any other creators that you want me to read their favorite books or their 5-star books and see what I think about them, please leave them down below. Make sure that you comment and subscribe, like the video, do all the things that you need to do. And I just want to say again, thank you so much to Hailie. I really appreciate it. If you don't know Hailie, you should definitely, I don't know why you would not know her and know me, but just in case, please go ahead and subscribe to her. She also has a Patreon. It was so fun doing this and I appreciate it. I'm gonna go and try and figure out this microphone thing. Okay, thank you. Bye.